And before my dad came out, he said to me, he said, have no expectations, because I offered to fly my dad out back from Maryland and, like, you know, just see what it was all about this time. And he said, have no expectations.
3, 2, 1. All right. And the thing that came to mind when start that over, based on my initial interactions with him. Wow. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Tim Talks a Lot here, and today I want to talk about expectations. And this is going to be kind of raw and non-scripted because I literally just thought about this as I was driving home from the gym. It's currently 1:30 a.m. in the morning, or at night, however you want to look at it. Pessimism or optimism. Get those dicks out of my mouth. And we have a new setup because as I was looking back at the clips, I noticed that there was a little bit of lip lag, as I like to call it, where I would be speaking but the sound wouldn't catch up to the actual lip movement. So that kind of tells you how raw and unedited this is going to be. And it also kind of looks better. But anyways, back to what this video is about, and that is having no expectations. And I know that sounds weird, like, well, aren't you supposed to have expectations? Like, aren't you supposed to have goals? And no. Expectations and goals are not the same thing. Expectations are what you think will happen, and they are usually what you most want to happen, basically. Whereas goals are something you hope to achieve that are more realistic. And obviously there are different kinds of expectations. There's good expectations and bad expectations. Bad expectations being like, oh, I bet they're not going to show up because they didn't show up last time. Or good expectations being like, oh, I'm going to hang out with this girl. I hope we make out and end up at my place afterwards.
Say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And I guess I should clarify that it's okay to have expectations. I just don't think that you should let them rule your life, because there's that saying, if you have no expectations, then nothing will disappoint you. And that is a rather pessimistic way of looking at things, yes, but are they wrong? And I don't really want to live life that way. I don't want to live life thinking like, well, if I don't have any expectations, then I will never be disappointed. But I kind of do live my life that way. But, like, I would... You know what? Never mind. We're not going to talk about that. This is too off the cuff for me to spend time thinking about that. And the thing that came to mind to me when I thought about making this video on the way back from the gym, like approximately 30 minutes ago, was when Logic was in an interview. And if you don't know who Logic is, what are you doing? Go find out who he is. He's amazing. But anyways, he was in an interview and he was talking about he was talking about meeting his dad again after not seeing him for, I think, 7 years. No, longer than that. Like 9 years? Yeah, I think the last time he saw his dad when he was 17, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And his friend, who he considers as his father, quotation marks, said to him before that, have no expectations. And as someone who went through most of his life without his father, I can definitely understand where that's coming from. Because when you're so far removed from something like that, and you have no idea how they're going to act when you see them the next time, obviously you will have expectations in your head that hark back to those times when you did know them. But I'm not going to go into that tangent about my father. That's some depressing shit that you don't need to know about. And sometimes having expectations, whether good or bad, can get in the way of how we perceive people, events, stuff like that. For example, you see a guy and the way he acts, you think he's kind of a nerd or like not very social with people. So you avoid him because you think that he's boring. But you could have no expectations and find out that this guy is actually really interesting, and that you would have never known because you had those expectations. Or for example, you see a video about an event or something like that, and then you think, oh, well, I already have these preconceived notions about what the video is going to be about, so I'm just not going to watch it. When in actuality, you could have watched it, and it could have been something very interesting. I've definitely had those moments where I've kind of shut myself off of something, someone, etc., because I had preconceived notions about what was going to happen. And then I'll go back years later and watch it, talk to them, do that, whatever, and I'll be like, wow, I really missed out by not doing this X amount of time ago. And to give you a personal example from my life, there was a guy I met who, based on my initial interactions with him, I thought he was super fake, to be honest. He was just super okay with everything, always, like, didn't seem like anything bothered him, really. And I was just like, this can't be real, like, come on. And I kind of just disregarded him for a while. And then, as I got to know him more, I realized, like, oh yeah, this guy's totally normal. Like he's very respectful to people on the outside, but on the inside, he's like, yeah, these people are fucked up or whatever. And he actually is a real down-to-earth person. And I'm really glad I got to know that about him, because had I not, like, I would have missed out, because this guy was really cool. And to kind of wrap this up and put a nice little bow on it, because I'm not trying to make this video 10 minutes long, like, Jesus Christ. You know, when you see something, or you're about to go do something, or whatever have you, just try not to have any expectations. Just go with it, see what happens. Obviously, if it seems dangerous, don't do it, obviously. Don't do something that you think is sus, obviously. I'm not telling you to, like, go out with a stranger who could be a serial killer or anything like that, but, you know, just open yourself up to new experiences and try not to let your preconceived notions hamper you from meeting interesting people or having a good time. This has been a random conversation, to say the least. I wasn't expecting to make this video. I actually had another video planned before this, but it was just, there's a lot of setup involved in that video, and I was like, you know what, this is a little quick and easy video I can make, and I actually have thoughts, feelings about it that I think are interesting. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Gonna be recording a podcast soon. By the time this video goes up, we're probably gonna be filming the podcast, for all I know. But guys, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.